Rosenfeld. This is episode number 62. And for those who haven't met me before, my name is Sam Lee, and I'm the founder of Academic Confidence. And I help people with mastering the social skills and also to help to grow the network. And we have a very special guest today, who is the co-founder of Stories That Stir, a very influential figure in Sydney, and I'm pretty sure she's expanded in Australia as well. So how you been today, Monica? Can you hear me?
I'm doing
Yeah,
very well, thank you, Sam. Very excited to be here with you.
sounds great. Yeah, so tell me, yeah, what you've been up to recently, Monica?
What have I been up to recently?
Yeah,
Well, it's summer in Sydney, so one thing I absolutely love spending my free time doing is playing in the ocean.
yeah,
We've had some hot days lately, so it's
yeah.
been really beautiful to do that. And yeah, just growing stories that stir. I've got three children as well, although
Mm,
two of them are practically adults,
yeah.
20 and 18, and then a 15-year-old. So life is fulfilling and busy.
Oh yeah. It's good to be busy, right? The time takes very, very faster, right? If you look after
Yeah.
you can.
Well, it's less about just being busy and more about for me, it's more about having a rich life, quite conscious and
Mm.
present in what I'm doing instead of just doing for the sake of doing.
Awesome, awesome, nice. So yeah, tell me a bit about yourself, Monica. Like, what's your background like? Because
Yeah.
I remember, I think last time we met was a while ago, and then that was
Yeah,
around.
yeah, what quite a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, so background is my parents escaped communist Romania
yep.
as teenagers. So they were the children of Holocaust survivors,
Oh, okay.
and they arrived in Australia with no money and really just the clothes on their back and hopes for a better future. So that and then my parents met on the steps of Bondi Beach, which is where all the like wogs hung out.
Yep.
And and yes, I had the opportunity to grow up in beautiful Sydney with, my dad ended up going into business quite early on in my life. So from that time on, really got lots of wonderful opportunities for education and all sorts of things. And after school, like throughout school, I always felt that I wanted to be a journalist. Like that was my thing. I've always loved stories.
Yep.
I remember quite clearly in kindergarten, which is quite young to read, but
Yep.
somehow I was reading with my teacher. Like it wasn't anything deep like Ernest Hemingway or anything, was probably just Spot the Dog or something.
Yep.
But my kindergarten teacher got very excited because it's was quite a young age. And I remember her calling my mum in and showing her that I could read. And since then, I've pretty much been obsessed with stories. So naturally, I felt that I want to work in media because, I wanted to like speak to people and hear
Mm.
stories and write stories. And after university, where I did a Bachelor of Arts, I backpacked and traveled and ended
Mm.
up working for a TV production company, um, working as kind of the assistant to the receptionist initially,
Yep.
but then had an opportunity when one day a production assistant of the fashion and lifestyle documentary series that was being made suddenly quit.
Mm.
And I'd made friends with the executive producer,
Oh,
and
wow.
I sort of put up my hand. I said, please give me the job. I'll do anything.
Yep.
And she did. So that was the beginning of my media career.
Yep.
So that was a fabulous experience running around the streets of London with five very flamboyant, creative people making this documentary.
Yep.
After my visa expired, I came home and got a job working first at Getaway, the
Yep.
travel show, and then at A Current Affair
Yep.
on Channel 9.
Yep.
And that's where I learned a lot about how not to do PR
Oh,
because I had public relations consultants contacting me all day wanting their
yeah.
client's story on air,
Yeah.
but having no clue how to pitch a story to a
Yeah.
tired, stressed out journo who has 30 seconds to listen to them on the phone.
Yeah.
And I just had a thought one day that I can do this better. I can rep I should just start my own PR agency.
Yeah.
So at the age of 25, with no business or PR experience, I started my own agency,
Wow.
which was called Wordstorm PR.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, I met my husband, who's a graphic designer,
Yeah.
photographer, and understands how computers work. And we formed a partnership and ran our PR business together for 22 years.
Wow.
And during that time, sort of had 3 children, and we sort of did it together as a team.
Yeah.
Um, but then what happened about 15 years into running this busy PR agency,
Yeah.
I turned 40,
Yeah.
and right on time, I had a bit of an existential crisis. And I thought, I felt like there was going to be something more for me. Like,
Yeah.
running the agency was great, but it's very stressful. And I just thought, I don't think I'll be doing this forever. I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't ready to pack it up, but I
Yeah.
just thought it's time to start exploring
Mm.
other things that interest me, just for curiosity,
Yeah.
just my kids were getting a little bit older, not that much. I mean, my youngest was still 3, but anyway,
Yeah.
he could put his own seatbelt on. So I was like, oh, got that.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing a weekend boot camp with an organization called Speakers Institute.
Yeah.
So they're all about helping people
Mm.
learn the craft and business of professional
Yeah.
speaking. And I thought, oh
Yeah.
yes, this is my way out. So
Mm.
I ended up signing up to their year-and-a-half program, and I loved it. I learned so much. It was fabulous. And at the same time, curiosity just led me to do a stand-up comedy course.
Wow.
And the graduation, it ended with a graduation show, which was the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
But I thought, if I enjoy this, I'll just keep exploring comedy. And if
Yeah.
not, I'll forget about it and hope everyone in that room forgets the fool I've made of myself on
Yeah.
stage.
Fun.
But as it happens, I really loved it. And so I ended up on the stand-up comedy circuit, sort of honing my skills and refining and learning, and for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then by the time COVID came, I was completely over my PR agency. Like, the media landscape had changed. I felt like I was expanding as a person,
Yeah.
and I felt very stuck in my life because it was our only income, because we ran the business together with my husband, and
Yeah.
I'm not employable because I haven't been employed by anyone for, many, many years.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can work for anyone anymore. And yeah, it was quite scary. The professional speaking wasn't really getting anywhere, because I didn't have time to give it what it needed, and it was, I felt like I was just being blocked, and I felt very stuck, and I really didn't know what to do with my life.
Yeah.
Um, and then Christmas holidays came. So I think it was 2019, and I was so burnt out, and I'd had enough. And I really just thought, I'll just have a little holiday and try and just relax and forget about life, and forget about work, and just enjoy my family, and and then I'll deal with my feeling of what am I doing with my life, next year.
Mm.
So I had that lovely holiday. And then the day before I was due to go back into the office to open it up again for a new year, I was dreading that, of course. I had a swim in the ocean, Bondi Beach, and I
Yeah.
had a download, like a literal lightning strike, of
Yeah.
how we can downscale the PR agency to slowly work our way out of it, and do other, and to find something new. And then that was 2 months before COVID. So we'd made this plan, and it was all like, okay, I feel like we know where we're going now. And then
Yeah.
COVID came and sped up that plan
Yeah.
very quickly. So within 2 weeks, we lost 80% of our clients. We were planning to slowly, release our clients.
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks, we lost 80% of our clients, but we had about 6 employees. So we got quite nice JobKeeper, funding,
Yep.
and all got sent home. So we had decent money, not much work, and a lot of time to think at home.
Yeah.
And um, and it was at that time that I was led to a bookshop, and I looked down at the books on a sales table,
Yep.
and I looked straight at a book which was called Ask and It Shall Be Given by Abraham Hicks.
Yep.
It's a bit of a spiritual book, but it's all about the law of attraction and how to create your reality and manifest the things consciously that you want to
Yep.
manifest. I read it, I understood it. From that day forward, I didn't look back.
Yep.
I just felt like, okay, I understand this theory. So let's just start by having a practice of coming back to myself, like slowing down, which was quite easy, seeing as we couldn't go anywhere. And I listened to every podcast I could about law of attraction and manifesting, and read books, and then during our second lockdown in Sydney, um, I was walking with my husband and very tired dog for the 10th time that day,
Yep.
as we did during COVID. And I said to my husband, I really miss storytelling, I miss the stage, and I miss human connection. And he said, well, let's just start our own storytelling event.
Mm.
And so the concept that we came up with is that 6 ordinary yet extraordinary people
Yep.
from all walks of life
Yep.
share a 10-minute raw and personal story
Yep.
linked to a universal theme.
Yep.
So themes examples are truth, connection, courage, transformation. And the idea of the event is to break down barriers, stir conversation,
Yep.
and inspire positive change.
Yep.
And I got really excited about this. This was something that
Yep.
lit me up, and I didn't see it as a business. I just thought, you know what? Let's just take the first step and put on our first event, which we had to wait 5 months because we were still in lockdown when we came up with the idea.
Yep.
So as soon as we came out of lockdown, which was around Feb 2022, we put on our very first event,
Yep.
and it was absolutely magical. It was sold out. I found 6 people that I knew. I mean, I know a lot of people who have great stories, being a comedian, working in PR, and a bit of
Yep.
professional speaking. I know lots of interesting people. So I kind of, got them on board to share their stories. It was sold out, and people told me it was the best event they've ever been to. I definitely had lockdown on my side because we were thirsty for human connection, in
Yep.
person. And people were like, when's your next event? And I was like, oh, I don't even know if I can replicate this magic, but I'll try. So that year we put on an event every second month. And then at the end of the year, I ended up going on a retreat in Bali
Yep.
and got sort of a bit of a download that stories that stir is your work. It's not your plaything, it's not your side hustle, it's your soul's work, your life work.
Mm.
And I said, well, thank you, universe. That's really lovely, but how am I going to feed my children?
Yeah.
But what I've learned in the world of conscious creation and manifesting your dream realities, how am I going to do that is not a question that you should be asking. It really should just be bravely following inspired action and trusting.
Yep.
And yeah. So I came home from that retreat and the business pretty much closed itself. It was like an origami swan that just folded up and went flying away.
Yep.
And I felt like a whole herd of elephants had just stepped off my chest. I could breathe again, after 22 years of running a very stressful, non-stop retainer,
Yep.
business.
Yep.
The first time I didn't have clients breathing down my neck, and it was unbelievable.
Yep.
And financially, we had some really good luck, but I don't believe in luck. I just believe in conscious creation.
Yeah. That's good.
And it was, we'd bought our office space, so we sold it during COVID, and
Yep.
so we had some real estate things happen that gave us a buffer
Yep.
to really bring life to stories that stir in flow without having to worry about where the bills
Mm.
are going to be paid, how they are going to be paid.
Yep.
And just to cut a long story short, I guess 4 years on, we've held 72 events so far in over
Awesome.
10 locations.
Nice.
We've got regular events running in Brisbane, Northern Rivers, Melbourne is opening up,
Mm.
Newcastle's opening up. We're in
Wow.
the Sunshine Coast. We launched in Perth, and our goal is to go global.
Yep.
And last year in October, we held an incredible showcase event at the Sydney Opera House.
Yep. I
Um,
heard about that.
yeah, so that was really amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and through that, something else has evolved, which is in development at the moment. But it's essentially taking the coherence that comes in the room when we run stories that stir. And what I mean by that is you get, people, 70 to 100 people come to our events, and they come from all different backgrounds, belief systems, conditioning, and they sit as one,
Yep.
listening to people from all walks of life share their truth, which is their raw and personal story.
Yep.
And everyone's nervous system co-regulates. So it's quite scientific about what happens and why everyone leaves the room feeling so connected and like their heart is just full. um, and so from there, from the Opera House event, something else came about, which my
Yep.
husband is developing, and it's called Orinova, and it's basically a human standard of bringing everyone back to baseline humanity and coherence of the nervous system.
Yep.
But there'll be more about that to tell later. But the other thing I wanted to just share. Oh,
Yep.
sorry, I'm not letting you ask any questions.
But
Okay.
there's this the show is yours. You just let
Okay.
me know when you finish, and I've got some other
Okay.
questions for you as well.
So I guess the one thing I want to share was that I thought the people that would benefit the most from stories that stir would be the audience members,
Yep.
and they do.
Yep.
But what I did not realize was the profound healing impact
Yep.
um, it would have on the storytellers, because our storytellers tell a raw and personal story.
Yep.
So it's not the marketing story. It's not the story they want their mum to hear to be proud of them. It's the no bullshit, warts and all story.
Raw story,
and
eh?
and which often includes sharing some vulnerability, about where they've been and how they got
Yep.
through it and whatever. And I help them craft that story. So
Yep.
I'm a storytelling coach.
Yep.
So I work with people to help them own the story of their past
Yep.
to move into their future with power.
Yep.
So most humans have gone through stuff,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly. And a lot of people have gone through a lot and processed their trauma, and they're getting on quite well in life.
Yep.
But quite often their story or stories are suppressed, like they haven't, or unexpressed. So they haven't expressed their story. They haven't had the opportunity to express their story. And they wouldn't even know where to start in what their story is. So I help people like this really get a handle on taking the mess of their life experience that feels like a big mess in their head
Yep.
and crafting it into a tight 10-minute story
Yep.
that they can either share. That's first and foremost for themselves.
Yep.
But then they can express it either at an event like Stories That Stir, or write a book or an article or whatever,
Awesome.
so that the storytellers find the process that they go through very, very healing,
Yep.
especially once they share.
Yep.
Before they share, they're usually very nervous.
Yep. I can tell.
And after they share, they're like, oh my gosh. And a couple of weeks on, they're like flying and all these shifts are happening in their
Yep.
lives. It's
Yep.
really amazing. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's my journey in a
Wow.
nutshell.
Wow. Yeah, I'll just keep listening to you because like I think you're very natural with the story test. I was just see, okay,
Yeah.
when like did you memorize all of these or you just winged it? Like because like
No, I'm a storyteller, I'm a
yeah,
keynote speaker and all that. So I have worked out how to
yeah,
share my story
awesome.
in a way that's not boring.
Awesome. I'm
Hopefully.
already I'm already taking notes already. That's why I was like, oh,
Okay,
you
awesome.
can keep going. So, but yeah, but Monica, another question for you is, well, what do you think is your pivotal moment to get to where you are now? Like before you weren't
Um,
that successful, but now
yes.
like you get yourself out there. Well, how do you do that?
Okay. Okay. So it's just my personality. I'm the sort of person that hates staying in my comfort zone.
Yeah,
So if
nice.
I feel comfortable, I'm uncomfortable.
Okay, nice.
So I've my whole entire, well, I'd say career and life, but not my whole life, but since I've been an adult,
Yeah,
pretty much leapt out of a building, without wings and hoped and prayed that the wings grow on my way down.
yeah, okay,
And so far they have. I haven't splattered on the ground yet.
yeah,
So
mm,
so yeah, I think all the times that so the pivotal moment is all the times that I said yes
mm,
something, even though it felt scary. And starting Stories That Stir was almost as scary as stand-up comedy and all the
mm,
other things I've done in my life that have
yeah,
felt, out of my
mm.
comfort zone.
Awesome. Have you been like bungee jumping before or skydiving? And
No.
yeah.
And there's some things I will not do, and that's
Okay.
one of them.
Okay.
So yeah, I have no desire to go bungee jumping. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, maybe skydiving,
Yeah.
maybe. If I'm bribed with like
Okay.
$10,000,
$10,000,
I'll
yeah.
do it.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to challenge me, you know the price there. And we'll
Awesome.
do it Facebook Live on
Yeah.
Sam's thing.
Awesome. It's already on Facebook Live right now. But yeah, like it's good that you like I learned something where you just said like really about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And that's where magic happens on the other side of the
Yeah,
comfort zone. But yeah, I think you're very natural storyteller. Just listening to you for probably around 10 to 15 minutes. Like
thank
I
you.
learn a lot and then I guess the viewers can also learn from you how to craft a story that stirs. So that's why you're
Yeah,
definitely
absolutely.
yeah, and so my first question to you, Monica, is can you give the audience a little bit hints and tips on how you build trust with with people you meet, and how do you become like a influencer in your field and become
Yeah.
like a leader? Do you have any hints and tips on that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I've got like three key things to
Yeah,
share.
yeah. Go
The
ahead.
first one is the first one is ask about them, listen.
Yep.
Like too many people are so busy talking that they don't listen and they're
Mm,
not curious. So they're not asking questions. And most people love talking about themselves.
mm,
That's why I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I could talk about myself all day.
yep.
Like people enjoy talking about themselves.
Yep.
So if you're actually listening and asking questions, people are already in your world, like they
Yep.
already love you.
Yep.
Then the second part is share something of yourself that's a bit personal, like
Mm,
which basically is about being authentic. Like,
mm, yep.
so, and your authenticity will lead to their authenticity.
Yep.
And before you know it, you've got a much deeper connection within a very short period of time than just a bullshit conversation that gets you
Mm,
nowhere.
mm,
So that's two main things.
yep.
And the other thing I would say is, quite often we meet people out and about and we like them and we're like, oh, I think I could vibe with that person and
Yep.
I like that person.
Yep.
If you want to take the friendship or take it somewhere, someone has to make the next step.
Yep.
And the next step if should be you, because what else are you waiting for?
Mm, mm,
So I've got a lot of beautiful, amazing friends in my life, and it's all because, after meeting someone somewhere and I thought, oh, I really like this person, I reach out
yep.
and I ask them if they'd like to have a coffee.
Mm,
And some of these have led to lifelong my bestest friends.
yep.
Others I've had really beautiful interactions with, and it might be one coffee and then but we're across each other's socials. Others might be somewhere in between,
Yep.
but without making that effort of let's take this to the next step, like let's have a conversation
Yep.
beyond this initial meeting. it goes no, absolutely nowhere.
Mm.
So, and if that feels hard or scary, that's the getting out of your comfort zone bit.
Awesome. Nice. Yeah. So what I got from you is promote active listening. So like you listen to our person, you're more respectful and being raw and authentic, right? Raw and real, talk a
Yeah.
bit about your personal things and also to, yeah, I guess just build that ongoing connection. Like if you think that we vibe, that kind of thing. So you can go further up with connection. Oh, by the way, I like your cat in the behind you. Just have
It's it's my dog, but
Oh,
yeah,
it's a dog.
he's
Okay.
a hairy
I said the top.
That's right.
Also, so the back. Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you.
That's great. And also, yeah. So my last question is, Monica, um, yeah. So tell me, how can the viewers connect with you? Are you on what's your LinkedIn? What's the social media handles? What's your website?
Yes.
And what do
Yep,
you
yep,
have?
yep.
What do you have for the viewers to like you can give to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on LinkedIn under Monica Rosenfeld,
Yeah.
same with Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's Monica Rosenfeld on all of those. And then my other social handle is Stories That Stir.
Yeah.
So on, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Um, and we've got events on all the time. So you can find that on the website. I also, as I said, I'm a storytelling coach. So if
Yeah.
people feel they need help with the story
Mm,
that's in them but unexpressed, reach out to me on any of the socials or on my website.
yeah.
Yeah, and I also collaborate with organizations. So I
Mm,
bring, if you've got a business or a charity or a community where you want to bring connection,
yeah.
deep connection, I sort of bring stories that stir,
Yeah.
the stories that stir framework. And we produce a storytelling event that involves your community and a
Yeah.
theme that makes sense for what your business or community is focusing on or whatever. And it's an absolutely
Mm,
wonderful way to connect your people. So
mm,
yeah, there's a lot of ways you can interact with the stories that stir
mm.
community, but
Yeah.
probably coming to an event is the best way to actually coming to an event, but
Yeah.
easier than that,
Yeah.
we have a podcast.
Oh,
So
right.
all of our Sydney stories are recorded live
Yeah.
for the podcast, which is just called
Yeah.
Stories That Stir. And you can find it anywhere you get your podcast, any podcast app. So jump on there and just go to a story that your intuition takes you to
Yeah.
and have a listen. And that will be a really good introduction to what we're all about.
Mm, awesome. That's great. And yeah, so viewers, you know how to connect with Monica. I think I'll be going to one of your stories as the event, maybe in Sydney. So
Yeah.
when's your next event in Sydney?
Well,
Maybe
I've
I can come
actually
along.
just sent you an email
Yeah.
to invite you to share your story.
Oh, right.
Because you,
Interesting.
you filled out the application form, and that's
Yeah.
the other thing. If
Yeah.
you want to share a story, fill out
Yeah.
the application form on the website.
Yeah.
So if you agree and whatever,
Yeah.
you'll be speaking at the next event,
Wow.
which
Okay.
is 21st of April.
Uh,
I mean, we've got two events. 26th of March is the next one. It's a collaboration event in
yeah.
Barangaroo.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
then 21st of April is our standard event, which takes place in King Street CBD.
Interesting. Nice, nice. Awesome. So yeah, Monica, thanks for your time. I think we're just on time right now. And
Okay.
thanks for sharing your story and you're a very natural public speaker and storyteller. So I think a lot of people can learn from you as well. So
Great.
yeah, viewers, so you know how to connect with Monica. She's very awesome, it's very personal influence. A lot of people know her in the Sydney social circle and expanding in Australia as well. And Monica, good luck in the future. And yeah, so just the viewers can connect with you when I'll put like your social media handles when I do the
Wonderful.
posts and upload on
Thank you.
YouTube, etc. And yeah, did you have any questions before we end this, Monica?
Well, what makes you tick? Like, what do you get out of bed every day for?
Oh, what makes me tick? I guess it's just like my vision, like
Yeah.
because when I have a very clear vision and I use it to day to day get to the vision, that's where it motivates me each day to wake up and then show up to events, show up to my clients, show up to doing work, and that's where my yeah, that motivates me each day when I get up to really embark on the business, because before, like, I didn't really have a clear direction, but now I really have a clear direction, and I see myself.
And what's your vision?
Yeah, it's just really about being able to help people to master social skills and communication, and just want to share my story behind how I got out of the
Yeah,
hospital three
beautiful.
times and things like that.
Yeah,
So, so
amazing.
yeah.
Well, I can't wait for you to share your story at Stories Sister.
All right. Looking forward for
Sorry, I've
your
outed
podcast.
you.
That's okay. It's good. I like people who ask me a question back. That's what it's all about. Engagement.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Awesome. All right,
Oh,
Monica, thanks for your time. And then I look
thank you.
forward to seeing you very soon.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Sam. Okay.